All right, good morning everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening at whatever time you happen to be watching this session. Welcome again to the second iteration of our workout from home for seniors this week. Today's session is going to be focused a little bit more on your upper body, since the last 3 sessions in a row that I've done have really been all about improving your sense of balance, fall prevention, lower body strength. So with that in mind, I'd like to balance it out and do a little bit more of our upper body strengthening exercises. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with some mobility exercises for your shoulders and neck. So standing where you are, I'd like for you simply to turn your head as far as you can to the left. We won't hold it for long, just a second, and then turn your head as far as you can to the right. And then once again, as far as you can to the left, and then as far as you can to the right. Now I'd like for you to look all the way up to the ceiling, keeping the jaw closed tightly, and then look down to the floor, tuck your chin into your chest. Then up to the ceiling, then down to the floor. Once more to the ceiling, once more down to the floor. Now I'd like for you to tilt your head to the left, and then tilt it to the right. Once more to the left, once more to the right. Now I want you to draw your head forwards, roll it to the left, pull it all the way back, roll it to the right, and let it move forwards again. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times in the same direction. Taking your time, there's no rush for these, nice and slowly. And then once you complete that 3rd roll, we're going to change direction. So I'm changing to my direction now for 1, 2. I'm feeling out all those tight spots and trying to pull just a little bit more in those spots that I'm a little bit tighter. And then 1 more, 3. Okay, now keep your head in place. We're going to roll our shoulders backwards in a circle. As big a circle as you can make. We're exaggerating this movement. Opening up those shoulders. And then we're going to rotate them forwards. Again, exaggerating the movement, picking them up, dropping them down, stretching them forwards, pulling them back as much as you can in all directions. All right, now we're going to swing our arms backwards. Now, for those of you who don't have the mobility to do this full action of your arms, you can continue with the shoulders for a moment. You're going to get extra benefit out of that, I promise. But for those of you who can swing the arms all the way up and around and back, go for it. For those of you who are in between who can kind of move the arms but not fully, you can limit your range of motion and just stop them at the shoulder line. All right, let's swing them forwards. Now here's where your shoulders are going to start getting tired. I'm going to tax them without even giving you any resistance, any external resistance with like dumbbells or rubber bands. So I want you to keep your arms out to the sides, bend the elbows 90 degrees. We're going to rotate them forwards and backwards. So from the side it would look like this. At a moderate pace, not slow, not fast. Each time I pull back, I'm trying to rotate as far as I can. I'm trying to stretch out those muscles that help pull my arms forwards. And each time that I rotate forwards, I try to go a little past my flexibility, so I'm stretching out the muscles that help me rotate my arms backwards. And by the way, those muscles which comprise the rotator cuff are really helping you for almost every movement of your arms, so they're really important. Now before I give you your shoulders a rest, we're going to straighten out the arms. We're going to roll the shoulders up and forwards as we rotate the whole arm forwards, and then as we rotate the arm backwards, we're going to pull our shoulders down and back. So shoulders go up and forwards, and down and back, and up and forwards, and down and back. We've got a few more times. And you can release. Okay, that's some good upper body warm up. Now I'd like for you to grab your rubber bands. So we're going to stand on the spot. We're going to loop the band around 1 foot, pick a foot, it doesn't matter to me. We're going to do a chest and biceps workout combined. So this looks like this. We're going to flex the elbow, we're going to extend the arm, we're going to tuck the elbow in, and then we're going to extend the arm out. So it looks like this. Okay, you don't have to extend the arm out all the way, and even if that's not possible for you, just focus on the biceps curl itself. Okay, we're gonna count this. Let's spell one right off the bat. We're gonna spell attitude. That should be appearing above me right now. We'll do it forwards and backwards, starting from A, T, T. I don't know if you noticed that while I'm doing these, it's very slight. I have a flex in my hips. I have a little flex in my knees. It's so much easier than locking up my joints and putting all that strain in my back. T, U, D, E, and then we're gonna do this backwards. E, you're not off the hook yet. I have to tell you, E, I'm not using the band that I usually use today. It didn't have it available. U, so I'm using this band. It's so much thicker. I'm really noticing it. T, some hard work. I, we're all in this together. T, T, and we're gonna do one more. A. All right, good work so far. We're not done yet, so let's go ahead and have a seat for this next one. Okay, so I just worked your chest, your push muscles as they're called, or well, one of the push muscles, and your biceps in a unique combination. It requires coordination, so we're gonna do the same thing, but for the opposite muscles. So this time, we're gonna be working our back and our triceps. Interesting combination because some pull and some push muscles in combinations together. We're gonna loop the band around the base of our feet. We're gonna sit comfortably. We're gonna pull our elbows back, so that's the row portion. And then we're gonna extend the arms while the elbows are behind our body. Bend and release. It should look like something like this. And by the way, for comfort, just for your comfort, I'm holding the band so that the loose end comes out the bottom side of my fist this time. So from the side, it would look like this. I kick back, I extend, I flex, and I stretch, okay? So we are going to count this in a multiple of 7, starting from 0. Take your time, there's a lot to do in this one. It's a lot to coordinate. 7. Squeeze the shoulder blades together every time you pull. 14. 21. 28. 35. And it's okay if you can't lock your elbows out fully because the resistance in the band is a little too much. 49. I think that was where I was at. 56. My apologies. I'm talking at the same time. 63. You know, that's a struggle for me, multitasking. And as I've come to understand at 70, that's a struggle for a lot of us. We're going to count backwards from 70. 63. 56. 49. 42, aha, I think I skipped 42. My apologies, 35 to those of you who caught it. Continue to count, 28, almost there, 21, 14, I'm feeling that extra thick band today, 7, and 0. Okay, so I worked your shoulders, I've worked your rotator cuff, I've worked your biceps, I've worked your triceps, I've worked your chest, I've worked your back. Let's finish up with one more exercise, and that is going to be for your core, your abs, and your hip flexors, and a little bit of your thighs too. So kind of hitting up the midsection here. We're gonna sit back in our chair because the further forward you sit, the harder it's gonna be. You can adjust as you need to. We're gonna do an over, under, scissor action, okay? And we're gonna count that in a multiple of 8, starting from 0. Nice slow pace, 8. 16, some people like to do these really quickly. 24, because it reduces the time under tension. 32, it makes it easier, and I don't want to do that for you. 40. Not that I don't want you to have a good time, 48, but I want to make sure that you're exercising appropriately, 56. Exercising in a way that truly makes a difference. 64, 72, 80. Okay, drop those legs. Take a few breaths in. We're going to do the same thing, counting backwards from 80, 72, 64, 56, 48, 40, 32, 24, 12, or sorry, 16, 8, and 0. My mind is all over the place. It's a rainy day. So that is it for the exercise component today. If you followed along up until this point, good job, because although it has taken us very little time to get through those exercises, they were all challenging exercises that worked multiple muscle groups at the same time. So now we're going to grab a rubber ball, and today we're not going to do any bouncing. We're simply going to do some tossing from one hand to the other hand. As you know, as you're learning to get better at this and improving your skills, you can keep the toss very small, you can make it higher, or you can separate the hands as you improve in your ability. We're training sensory peripheral sight right now. So you cannot follow the ball with your eyes, at least not with, by tracking them with your eyes. You can use your center of peripheral sight. So pick a spot in the distance. I'm going to look at the camera. You're going to toss it from one hand to the other hand, and we're going to count to the multiple of 6. However, I'd like for you to have a slight flex in your hips, have a slight flex in your knees, and stagger your stance. So put one foot slightly in front of the other, like this. You're going to react better that way. Here we go, starting from 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. Okay, now just switch the stance. The other foot goes in front, and we'll count backwards from 60, 54, 48, 42, 36, 30, 24, 18, 12, 6, and 0. Good work today, everyone. I will see you again in a few days' time. I hope you enjoyed the sessions. Again, if there's anything that you'd like for me to address in these workouts on a consistent basis, please do let me know. I'm always open to suggestions, and especially to finding out what your particular needs are. It only improves our programming. So until I see you next time, make sure to stay active, stay healthy, stay safe, everyone.